bothering me is some of the same popular content creators who I've seen do this to other leaders, because I feel like he was a man that they held in high regard and they followed. They're being very sympathetic to his situation. Good morning, family. I just wanted to take some time out to discuss Pastor Tony Evans. I've been seeing a lot of content creators, YouTubers discuss this topic, and I just wanted to provide my 2 cents on it. First and foremost, I really want to commend him. You know, he recognized there was an issue with the sin that he committed, he said, a couple years back, and him and his counsel, you know, they came up with a plan for him to step down for healing and restoration. And I just think that's awesome, because I know he's a man that people hold in high regard, and that is very difficult for anyone to admit, to say, hey, there was something, I did something wrong, and I need to take time away. To me, that's true leadership. So first and foremost, I just want to offer him my prayers and my support, and say that's an amazing example of leadership. Now, what I want to talk about, and I'm not going to be long, and excuse me because I'm a little under the weather. A few months back, I did a video talking about Mike Todd, because I felt like he was getting a lot of harsh criticism, a lot of backlash about how, you know, he runs his church, how he chooses to communicate, you know, to his church. And, you know, not saying it went viral or anything like that, but, you know, there were, you know, some back and forth within the comments. And I just wanted to take time to kind of, to basically go back over what I talked about in that video. I feel like as a Christian community with YouTube, I see too much judging. I see too many creators, as soon as there's a new topic, a new hot topic with leadership having to step down because of some type of sin or scandal or whatever there may be, the first thing that we're rushing to do is to put out some clickbait type content, and basically, I'm gonna just call it as how I see it, kicking that individual while they're down. And I feel like as a community, we got to get rid of this culture. And you know, I gotta be real. What's bothering me is some of the same popular content creators who I've seen do this to other leaders. Now, when you're seeing this with Pastor Tony Evans, because I feel like he was a man that they held in high regard and they followed, they're being very sympathetic to his situation, as they should be. I'm gonna say that again, as they should be. I'm not gonna sit here and make it seem like I followed Tony Evans, you know, for his entire tenure, or I haven't. But I know that he is a man of God. I know that he's ordained. I know I've heard of all the amazing things incredible things he's done within the ministry. And you could just tell, because you could see the outpouring of love and support from his members, his community. And what I'm trying to say is, I feel like we should try to do that more. Like I said in my video, yes, there are false prophets out there. There are false teachers. There are people in that pulpit, in pulpit, who are wolves in sheep's clothing. And we have to do our best to allow the Spirit to help us discern that, and also know God for ourselves, so we can discern when someone isn't right. But what I feel like we have to do as a Christian community, we have to stop tearing each other down. I watched another YouTube video, and it's pretty popular. And he was saying, in the past couple of years, it just feels like it's been scandal after scandal in regards to Christian leadership. And I feel the same way. So obviously, if we see this trend, how about we switch it up? Let's try to support our leaders, even when they do fall. Not saying that you have to, you got to stay, at the church, and you got to, I hope you would stay to try to help the pastor be restored and to receive the help and healing that they get. But instead of running to YouTube or whatever social media you're a part of to just bash them and put out videos, not even because you're truly concerned, but just because you're looking to gain an audience, I feel like we have to do a better job of that as a community. There has to be another way to get it right. Has to be another way to get it right. Because it's dividing the Christian community, ourselves, and it's driving the world farther away from the church. We talk about it all the time in these videos that, hey man, it feels like so many people are leaving the church. Well, this doesn't help. It doesn't help when we kick our own while they're down. Because the first thing the world does when they see these videos or they hear about these scandals, oh, see, this is why I don't go to church. This is an example of why I don't go to church. And then while they're seeing that, they're also seeing us putting out content. Oh, yeah, this person's wrong. This person's a false prophet. I knew this person was a bad teacher. I knew this person was and we're making the matter worse. And how about if the world saw us pick our own up while they're down? To show the world like we're not perfect. We get it wrong. The reason we love Jesus Christ so much is because he died for this reason. He died for this because he knew that God knew we would never get it right. If that Bible is full, every character, God's chosen, all throughout that Bible, they were flawed. And here we are in a society with all of the distractions and everything that we got going on today, and we are the first to judge as soon as we see one of our counterparts fall. What sense does that make? Moses, David, Peter, Paul, I mean, you can go on, just look throughout the book. Just look throughout the book. It's right there. Falling, but they're getting back up. God restoring them, picking them up from the bottomless pits. Who are we to judge? Who are we to judge? We, like I said in my previous video, we don't know the heart. Only God knows the heart. Only God knows Tony Evans' heart. Let's take the opportunity to change this. Support each other. Pray for each other. Pick each other up while they're down. We got to show the world something different instead of trying to create more drama. Creating clickbait videos just so we can get in the algorithm. Just so we can get our views up. You understand that you don't have to do that. If you want your video, God can make your videos go viral. He can do it. You don't have to do it. We don't have to put each other down to try to pick our individual success or our own individual goals or aspirations up. I'm sorry this was on my heart. Like I said, I'm not trying to judge anybody, but I know God put this on my heart. Let's take this opportunity to pick each other up. My prayers and support to Tony Evans. I pray God just restores him and heals him in every way possible. I pray for his congregation. I pray his church continues to grow during this time, because that community is needed. People are leaving the church left and right. And I can say for myself, man, my church helped save my life. I used to be on YouTube streaming, especially after the pandemic. I'm gonna just log in online. I'm gonna watch this pastor, and I can say a part of my transformation was my church, that community, that group. We gotta get people. We gotta steer them back to that church setting. It's needed. And I understand that churches, there's churches that do people wrong, and but not every church is bad, man. And I just really want us to support each other during these times and understand none of us are perfect. There's only one perfect one, and you know his name, Jesus, man. I love y'all. Have a blessed and beautiful weekend. To God be the glory. I'm out.